Hello everyone, I am back. It appears to be my first time doing a video blog. Well, I've been trying to do these recordings last night, but none of them turned out very well, either because I spoke a lot of rambling gibberish or the whole review went too long. But just last night, I went to go see the movie Rise of the Guardians, which straight up 5 stars. That movie was amazing. Yeah. Well, with that movie, it had great art direction. I love the story and plot as is. I thought it was fun and clever. Gotta then, of course, kind of being on my nostalgia. You got basically everyone. You got Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, Sandman, and Jack Frost. Pretty much everyone you remember from when you were a kid. So it's kind of fun to see them all get together like their own little Avengers in this movie. See here, the story of this whole movie is the character Jack was asked to be a guardian because the villain Pitch, or the boogeyman, is starting to basically attack the children of the world. Not like physically. No, it's more like he's trying to take away their beliefs in the guardians, so he can have his power. It's kind of his own little revenge story, which I thought was clever. So you got the character Jack, who now is becoming a new guardian, and he's the one who's gonna have to fight Pitch. I really don't know how much more I can say about this movie. It was just a straight up awesome movie. I mean, probably there are problems, yes. I know people say like Pitch isn't that great of a villain, but I think his motive is pretty good. I think his motive itself was villainous. Got a smiley face on my forehead. So I really don't take anyone's say on that one. I think he was a good enough villain for me. But then again, he does do a lot of sneering. Maybe not be as threatening as he was, but he's a lot better villain than you'd expect. Gotta love this movie because being with Guillermo del Toro, we thought this movie was going to be like in a dark direction. Granted, the story itself is a little dark in the sense that they're actually fighting this guy who's trying to make the children of the world not believe anymore, which I think is amazing. Don't want to help us in spoiling this for anybody. Most is also explained like in the commercials and stuff I got. Yeah, this movie's great. I love the characters, the way, just the whole character. I mean, the characters develop, but saying that just doesn't really have a full meaning unless I can explain that. The characters, they'll explain this, like these characters, legends, we either don't know what they think of Jack, or one of them doesn't really like Jack Frost. So you see his little quips and little jokes they do at each other. Not sure what to call them, little get-backs. My brain's not that sharp. But yeah, you see these little characters pull off that. But yeah, then you see these little moments where they're actually being good friends. So I think that's actually a good part to see in the story. It's also good to see characters rise and fall. But this movie has a lot for what it's... This movie... Okay, I'm going to speak to the trailer side. With this movie, when you see the trailers, you just basically know like a simple premise of, these four... Which they showed the 4 legends before, all teaming up to fight the bad guys. Simple enough. And then you actually see the movie. The movie is a lot more than just, that. It's actually... The story... They don't give away the story in the trailers. They don't... I mean, this movie had itself very modeled, making that like, yeah, this movie looks cool. Someone actually got to go see it. I was even more excited after seeing it. Because of what they actually showed us. That's one thing I love. They didn't put everything in the trailer. Like, if you look at Wreck-It Ralph, they give you the idea that, oh, he's a video game villain who wants to go game jumping. I thought the story was a guy who's going to say, it's my anniversary. I don't want to go be the villain anymore. So he goes to the other games to be a hero. People are like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. But no, it's... The movie Wreck-It Ralph kind of ruined itself with expectations. I mean, it's not a horrible movie. I mean, I probably liked it a bit. It just wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be, which was a little disappointing. With Rise of the Guardians, they gave you a small bit of expectation, and then gave you a lot more. So, way to go, great work, DreamWorks. Oh, I wish I memorized all the artists. My sister was just nagging me, like, "Man, we need to go home. I don't want to watch the credits." I love watching the credits. I love seeing many friends and people I know who worked on those movies. So being dragged out of there, it's like, being dragged out of the party, Don't like that kind of feeling. So I don't remember anyone's names, but I know there's a lot of amazing artists on this project. And I can all tell you all did a good job. You animators really pulled this off. Don't know many of the positions. This whole movie turned out amazing. And Kind of glad to see DreamWorks always doing good movies now. I mean, I remember a while back they've been doing all these, celebrities, comedies. Then they made Kung Fu Panda, Jack Black. Oh, this is gonna be good. Then you see it, wow, this really is good. And they made a movie called Monsters vs. Aliens. They're like, I don't care. Then they went to make it How to Train a Dragon. Oh, all right. Then Megamind. Oh yeah. And DreamWorks has been going up ever since. Oh man, you guys make great. DreamWorks makes great features. As an animator, I would love to work on a project with those guys in the future. Actually, I don't know, be art director, character designer. It'd be fun to work for DreamWorks in the future. Those guys just make good movies now. Try to think about this. This movie itself really brought out a lot of brought a lot of the child side out of me. I'm not for sure. It's more like, it gets me all giddy. It's more like it really got into my nostalgia. It made me just go, oh, this. I don't even know how you're supposed to feel. I just know. It really brought back the child in me, seeing all my favorite. Shut up, Brittany. Brought me to have all my heroes from when I was younger put together. It's kind of fun after watching these movies. You actually, I'm not sure you can say you want or you do. You actually just re-believe in Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, Sandman, Jack Frost. But that is if you don't believe. I mean, if you don't believe, then then you probably feel like you want to re-believe. This movie it's 5 stars. Everyone should go see it. I don't want to talk about this anymore to spoil it. And I don't think I can really give you guys enough say to actually tell you how good this movie is. You can only have to see it for yourself. But yes, Rise of the Guardians, masterpiece. One of the 2 best movies I've seen this year. The other being Hotel Transylvania. Actually, while I'm doing that, I should probably mention that, actually, about Rise of the Guardians. With Rise of the Guardians compared to Hotel Transylvania, I think both classics. People will be playing these for years. The only difference is I think Rise of the Guardians will be timeless compared to Hotel Transylvania. Okay, Hotel Transylvania only misses out because of some of either the humor or especially like some of the music is what really made that movie. It's probably it's gonna have a couple years before people say like, oh, that's from like it's gonna look old in the future. But I love it enough. We're gonna be watching it for a long time, and even then, I'll still be watching it. Whereas the Guardians, it's gonna last forever. That's the one thing about this movie I liked. It's not actually straight up like a Christmas movie. I mean, it feels like a Christmas movie because you got Santa Claus and all. Not the elves making toys. You got Yetis making us toys. It's funny. Tooth Fairy was a great direction. She's an interesting character they actually did with her because they couldn't make it very popular. They actually gave her like this whole bird thing with a little cage-like castle in the not sure, Tibetan mountains of China. That's where her location was. And they show Easter Bunny's little warren, which thanks to Watership Down, I know what that means. But yeah, it's got a cool little series of tunnels. Got little places where he has where he raises little eggs and paints them all with big statue guardians. It's really cool. Everything in this movie was just so creative and fun. Oh. Just after a little bit. Pitch was an interesting character. Granted, he may not be like the most sinister, but he's a pretty good villain, I'd say, in my opinion. Especially his character is all I used to be believed in, and now nobody believes in me anymore because of these legends, and he wants to tear him back down so he can have his place in the spotlight. Which, of course, plays into a lot of which plays into a lot of the characters in the story, but I don't want to give that away, of how and why. Just, this whole movie, I just love it. Go see it, everybody. Go see it. You'll love it.